Hey everyone, welcome back to Brew and Boost, your daily shot of news and English. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jake. Today's story takes us offshore, literally, to a giant wind project that got stopped in its tracks.
But first, a quiz for you, Jake, and for our listeners too. Which country currently produces the most electricity from wind power? Is it A, the United States, B, China, or C, Germany?
All three are big players, but I'll lock in my guess later.
Perfect. We'll reveal the answer at the end of the episode. For now, let's listen in as Maya and Alex talk about what happened when the U.S. government halted a nearly finished wind farm. Can you believe the government decided to pull the plug on the Revolution Wind project when it was already 80% complete?
Yeah, and all those workers are caught in the crossfire between politics and energy policy.
The Interior Department said the project had raised red flags about national security.
But honestly, this decision could deal a heavy blow to Ørsted, which was already scrambling to raise billions.
Exactly. Investors had already seen the writing on the wall with how tough the U.S. market was becoming.
And now the pause puts hundreds of union jobs in Rhode Island at risk.
Plus, it's another setback for renewable energy, just as the U.S. needs more clean power.
Right, if projects keep stalling, America risks falling behind in the global green energy race.
Let's start with Maya's first line. Can you believe the government decided to pull the plug on the Revolution Wind project when it was already 80% complete?
The phrase pull the plug means to stop something suddenly and completely, even when a lot of work or money has already gone into it. It's stronger than just saying pause.
Exactly. It's vivid. You can imagine someone yanking a power cord out of the wall. And by mentioning 80% complete, Maya shows how shocking it feels to cancel something so close to the finish line. Next is Alex's line, yeah, and all those workers are caught in the crossfire between politics and energy policy.
Caught in the crossfire comes from the image of bullets flying, but here it's figurative. It means innocent people suffer while two bigger sides are fighting.
In this case, the workers are the ones paying the price for political battles. And you can use this phrase in everyday life too, like customers got caught in the crossfire of a price war between two companies. Then Maya said, the Interior Department said the project had raised red flags about national security.
Raise red flags is a very common business and policy phrase. It means something has triggered warnings or concerns.
And notice the tone, formal but very strong. If regulators say something raises red flags, it suggests real risk.
The phrase pairs well with serious issues, like data privacy raised red flags, or the plan raised red flags for investors.
Alex followed with, but honestly, this decision could deal a heavy blow to Ørsted, which was already scrambling to raise billions.
Deal a heavy blow means to cause serious harm. It can apply to finances, reputation, or even confidence.
And the word scrambling is important here. It shows urgent, even chaotic effort, much more desperate than just trying. Together, it paints a picture of a company under heavy pressure. Next, Maya said, exactly, investors had already seen the writing on the wall with how tough the U.S. market was becoming.
The writing on the wall is a metaphor that comes from a biblical story. It means the warning signs were obvious and bad news was clearly coming.
It's often used when people realize failure is almost inevitable. For example, after 3/4 of losses, employees saw the writing on the wall. Then Alex said, and now the pause puts hundreds of union jobs in Rhode Island at risk.
At risk is the standard phrase here. It means something is in danger of being lost or harmed. Notice we never say in risk, only at risk.
And union jobs suggests organized labor positions with protections and benefits. So losing them would have a serious impact on local communities. Maya continued, plus, it's another setback for renewable energy, just as the U.S. needs more clean power.
A setback is not total failure, but it's a problem that slows or blocks progress.
And the phrase just as adds urgency. Right at the moment when clean energy is most needed, this project is stopped. Finally, Alex said, right, if projects keep stalling, America risks falling behind in the global green energy race.
Stalling here means progress keeps stopping and starting, almost like a car engine that won't catch.
And falling behind in the race uses competition language. Countries are seen as runners competing in green energy, and the US may lose ground if it keeps delaying. Before we dive into today's expression spotlight, let's listen to the dialogue one more time.
This time, really focus your ear on the 5 key expressions: pull the plug, caught in the crossfire, raise red flags, deal a heavy blow, and the writing on the wall.
Okay, here's the dialogue again. Can you believe the government decided to pull the plug on the Revolution Wind project when it was already 80% complete?
Yeah, and all those workers are caught in the crossfire between politics and energy policy.
The Interior Department said the project had raised red flags about national security.
But honestly, this decision could deal a heavy blow to Ørsted, which was already scrambling to raise billions.
Exactly. Investors had already seen the writing on the wall with how tough the US market was becoming.
And now the pause puts hundreds of union jobs in Rhode Island at risk.
Plus, it's another setback for renewable energy, just as the US needs more clean power.
Right, if projects keep stalling, America risks falling behind in the global green energy race.
Expression spotlight. And we're back. Let's unpack those 5 expressions more deeply. First up, pull the plug.
Pull the plug comes from the literal act of pulling an electrical plug out of the socket. Without power, everything stops immediately. In business or politics, it means to cancel a project suddenly and completely.
For example, the startup ran out of money and investors pulled the plug. Or in everyday life, we pulled the plug on our vacation plans when the flights got too expensive.
Notice the tone. It's decisive and final. You don't pull the plug if you plan to restart later.
Next is caught in the crossfire.
This expression comes from warfare, where crossfire is when 2 sides are shooting at each other, and someone in the middle gets hit by accident.
In everyday English, it means innocent people or groups are harmed by conflicts they didn't start. Example, children are often caught in the crossfire of political debates about education.
It's powerful because it conveys both danger and unfairness. People are suffering, even though they're not the main players.
The third phrase is raise red flags.
Red flag is a universal warning signal. Think of red flags at the beach for dangerous waters. In business or law, raising red flags means something looks suspicious or risky.
For example, the sudden resignation of the CEO raised red flags for investors. Or, that job offer raised red flags because they asked me to pay money up front.
The phrase is flexible, but it always carries seriousness. It's not just a small worry, it's a clear sign to stop and look carefully.
Fourth is deal a heavy blow.
This one uses boxing language. A heavy blow is a strong punch, and in English it describes something that causes serious harm.
For example, the scandal dealt a heavy blow to the politician's career, or the storm dealt a heavy blow to the local tourism industry.
It's stronger than just saying hurt. It suggests damage that's hard to recover from.
And finally, the writing on the wall.
This comes from a biblical story in the book of Daniel, where mysterious writing appeared on the wall, predicting the fall of a kingdom. Today, it means a clear sign that bad news is coming.
Example, when sales dropped for 3 quarters in a row, employees saw the writing on the wall. Or, she ignored the writing on the wall about her health until it became serious.
The phrase often carries a sense of inevitability. The outcome feels unavoidable. So those are our 5 spotlight expressions: pull the plug, caught in the crossfire, raise red flags, deal a heavy blow, and the writing on the wall.
Before we wrap, let's go back to the quiz. The question was, which country produces the most electricity from wind power? A, the United States, B, China, or C, Germany? The correct answer is China. It produces more wind power than any other country in the world.
I was leaning that way. Makes sense, given how much China has invested in renewable energy.
Exactly. The US is second, and Germany, despite being smaller, has played a big role in pushing the technology forward in Europe.
That context really highlights why halting a US wind project feels like more than just a local issue. It's part of a global competition.
And today, we practiced 5 sharp expressions to talk about it: pull the plug, caught in the crossfire, raise red flags, deal a heavy blow, and the writing on the wall.
Keep them handy. They're idioms you'll hear often in business, news, and everyday conversations.